Morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're all having a blessed day. And today I'll be reading from Psalm 88, verse 1. O Lord, God of my salvation, I cry out day and night before you. So the writers of this psalm are the sons of Korah. Hopefully I pronounced that name right. And they're expressing here their need to feel God's presence, like they're feeling quite distant from Him, like as in their relationships with Him feels dry. That might be you, right? You might be feeling distant from Him, but they're still praising Him. They're still putting their hopes in Him when they say, "God of my salvation," right? And the expression that really stuck out to me was, I cry out day and night before you. So this can be a representation of not only devotion, but also, but it can also be, worshiping God in both the good times and the bad times. So like we have the day, which represents the good times, and we have the night, which represents the bad moments, so like moments of hardship. So this can be whether you're struggling financially, right? You might be behind on bills, on rent, on mortgage rates. You might be on the verge of losing your job, or maybe things at work, the workload might be overwhelming, and you might even have a business of your own which is failing. So it can be many other things, right? It's not restricted to just financial. So here we know that from experience that it's a lot easier to trust in God when life feels easy, like when we feel joy, when things seem to be going our way, when there's a lot of laughter. But what about in the bad times, right? It's a lot easier to lose faith in God when we're going through suffering, right? And it doesn't have to be just about job. It doesn't have to be about work. It can be about marriage, relationships. It can be with family, friendships. It can be all types of stuff. And what we need to understand about suffering is that the Bible says that every suffering is an opportunity for us to choose God over our flesh, right? Just think about it. When we suffer, that's God testing us. That's Him testing how much faith we really have in Him. And He wants us to see whether or not we'll choose to continue trusting Him, or whether we'll be losing that trust. And a classical example of this, which I love, by the way, sorry for the noise in the background, a classic example will be Job. Right, so he starts off being this wealthy man, having a lot of wealth, family, like 10 children. He has a house. He has a lot of flocks, like camels, sheep, donkeys, even servants, you name it. And then it's not until Satan, when he tempts Job, and he takes all of that stuff from Job. But then Job, he ends up still worshipping God, right? He doesn't let his suffering, he doesn't let his hardships get in the way of his growth with God. No, he stays devoted, he stays committed to the Lord. And so at the end of the book of Job, he sees God not only restoring what he had initially lost, but he also gains twice as much as he had before. Like family, children restored, house restored, flocks restored, twice as much. So, what we should take in from this verse is to never lose our trust in God. Well, we should always be devoted to him, because at the end of the day, he's our true source of joy. He's the one who gives us peace. And I just wanted to encourage you today with this message. So let's just keep on growing with the Lord, and make sure that you make sure that you share this message with as many people as you can. And let's spread the gospel together. God bless.